Welcome back, everybody, for some more Empyrion Galactic Survival. Now, I have been really excited to get to do this episode because I've got a lot of progress done this week. So, the first thing I want to show you is obviously I have some more storage capacity. You can say I've got another one of the pack mules made because I have redesigned things a little bit. I wanted to make it where this is most of my mining supplies, the ingots, the ore, because I am getting quite a bit now. I have gone through several of the resource deposits with the mining hover vessel and wiped them out. Just completely cleared them out. So, like here, I think it's, yeah, you can see how much I've got in copper ore, how much I've got, well, cobalt I haven't done much yet. But, I've been doing a bunch of work with that. So I made another one so I can have storage for things like the crushed stone, everything, because I did run out of space in the advanced constructor. And I got some bullets there. All right. Another thing that I've done is I managed to take out the other Epsilon Fortress. If you watched last week's episode, I took out the outpost and the fortress on the other side of the planet, and I already harvested down the entire outpost, or the entire fortress, completely gone to the ground level, and I've got the outpost there being maintained simply for farming the entity spawner there. But I went ahead and took out this one over here that is sitting right on top of a nice Prometheum deposit. I destroyed the guns, took some more damage on the other small vessel, and basically got to the point where I was like, this is not worth repairing any further. So now I have a new small vessel that's a little bit nicer. It's more capable. I have taken damage. I did lose my Gatling gun and this front thruster. I had to replace them, but fortunately the actual body itself is mostly made of hardened steel block, so it's not exactly easy to be destroyed. I also took out the rest of my base, except for that platform. I kept it because I used it as a docking place for this until I broke down the original small vessel I was using. And I've done some other stuff. But the big thing, and if you've been watching the series, you know where this is leading to. But the big thing about getting this small vessel done was I had to finish my capital vessel. And fortunately, when I took out the other Epsilon Fortress, I was able to get out of one of the cargo containers a bunch of Erestrum and Zascosium ore. So I had enough to finish up the build, and I also finished up all the rest, and I went ahead and got it going, and I've put in a lot of time, killing time on this game, trying to get everything going, where I would have the capital vessel. And you hear that is the small vessel docking. Now I can dock the hover vessels, and I found out there's a special thing that neither one of the hover vessels I'm using had, which is a docking pad for them to be docked inside. I actually had them inside, and they were flipping and being left behind, just laying on the ground when I moved the hover vessel, or the capital vessel. So I originally had it over there by the water and moved it over here. But basically, yeah, this is my nice new capital vessel. I've got turrets on the back. There was also 2 Gatling guns on each side, the Gatling gun turrets. I took one off of each side because I didn't think I needed that many of them. There's 2 up towards the front. I've got 2 mining turrets. So obviously this is definitely a build for like a multiplayer, so you can have 2 people using them. I have these big plasma cannons, plus another cannon turret here. So I've got all that stuff. It looks really nice. The one thing is there's not really a big enough space for me to like land it flat. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is on each planet as I go there, build me a base that actually will have like just a flat landing platform for this. But yeah, that's pretty much the outside of it. I had offline protection I got from one of the cargo boxes, so I just threw it on there to make use of it. But as far as the hover vessels, I ended up having to add these docking pads. Now, on this one is not a problem. But this one, because of the way the bottom of it is done, I had to place it kind of on top of the hover booster, which makes it stick out a bit. But now, both of these hover vessels are fully docked inside. I don't have to worry about them being left behind. I can take this anywhere on the planet or off planet and have my hover vessels with me. Now, here's the shutter door that covers up the O2 tank. Here's the O2 station. I have not modified this place very much, other than like the offline protection and, you know, a couple of small things like removing the Gatling guns. I pretty much have left it the way it originally is. And let me show you here. Got an access door here with an elevator. It comes up to large constructors. Now, I don't know if the large constructors are done specifically because of power consumption, or if it's because of space, like the advanced constructor would take up more space. So I'm going to experiment with removing a large constructor and putting an advanced constructor in place, because I know that advanced constructors build faster. And I think they offer a few more blueprints availability, or, you know, construction capabilities. So I am going to experiment with that, but I think it may be also the fact that the power consumption is higher on the advanced constructor than the large constructors. But I do have my cargo boxes for the harvesting from the, you know, mining turrets up front. I have these cargo boxes here, which I'm probably going to leave them like that because I just like the way it looks. And there's also, take the quick way across, there's another set on this side. It's the exact same. 3 more large constructors and 4 auto, you know, cargo box harvesting boxes, and then the 3 cargo boxes there. The only thing I think I'm going to change down here is I want to take these out, and I'm going to put, like, if I can, put a block here, like a shelf type thing, and set it up so I can use those pack mules and have like 2 pack mules down here and then 2 up there. And that gives me, you know, 9 boxes each. So I should be plenty of storage for, you know, the beginning. And then, of course, I can always just, if I want to, stack the pack mules all the way across the front here instead of just doing like 2 in that corner, or, you know, 4 in that corner. So that's pretty much the bay here. I've got my, you know, repair bay right here, and there's my nice warp drive. Going in through here is my fuel tanks. So I got 2 T2 fuel tanks and 2 T3 fuel tanks. I didn't put anything in here yet. And you see like that, how far down that's gone. That was full of fusion cells. And this is how many more I've managed to farm and put together there. I did increase my number of generators down by the water to increase how much I was producing. Now I go forward. It doesn't close on me too quickly. Let's see, is that where I need to go with that? Yes, there we go. So I've got 2 large ammo boxes on each side, and while this is right now just decorative on this, just still block, I do like how it gives the impression that it's a hose or hopper type system that's pulling things out. So as you can see, this is the bridge. Here's like passenger seats where, you know, I could sit here as a passenger and take control of one of the turrets if I want to do that. Now, there are lots. I've actually got things turned off, and this is, for the most part, the way it was set up originally. That's one of the things I have changed. This is all the stuff that is, you know, ungrouped. And you can see a lot of it. A lot of the other stuff was ungrouped too, like the engines and RCS. I actually set it up so I put all the thrusters and the RCS in there so I can turn them off to reduce my power consumption when I'm on planet, instead of having to turn the whole thing off. And I have been steadily trying to work towards a low power mode, which, as you see, I've got everything off. That's LCDs and lights right now, just a few things. I'm trying to decide which lights I want to keep on full time. Like, if I'm on the planet, I want the lights on the roof active so I can see where I'm at, coming in with a, you know, small vessel to land. So I'm trying to fine-tune this a bit and get that going, but that's basically what I've been doing so far with it. I haven't done too much tweaking with it. Moving on up, I've got a medic station, I've got my clone chamber, And there's my core, my lovely, lovely core. Oh, and through here, before we go up further, down this way is my generators, which I love how it's got like a console there, you know, make it look fancy. You know, it's very good done on, you know, very well done on the visuals. Here's all of my, you know, my planting boxes. And then you come down here, I could go along each side, but that really, I think that's just for cosmetics. Here's all my fridges and food. Here's a toilet, because when you eat, you need to use the bathroom afterwards, or at some point afterwards. And here is this. There's no lights in here right now. I'm going to probably put like some flares or something in here to light it up. And I got, you know, a couple of closets, so nothing major. But this is basically the bunk bed living quarters. And I like the cosmetics. And of course, I got the kitchen counter. Really won't be using this room much, but I do like the attention to detail on it. So now continuing the rest of the way up, we go back up, and we are now outside on the roof. You can see there's the turret there. There's turrets on each side there. I tried to add some more turrets. Did not want to work for me, but I will probably end up ultimately adding some additional turrets here. Just because I want to sit there and decimate any drones or other, you know, large ships I encounter in space. So now, now that we've got that taken care of, like I said, I have cleared out the fortress over here, the last bastion of enemy defenses, you know, offenses on this planet. I don't have to worry about being shot by any drones. So it is time to take this on the first significant flight. And I'm hoping that this doesn't cause a problem. I did have this crash already. One time, this crashed my game. So I am going to do a quick backup, and then we're going to take off and take the whole group, everything, my hover vessels, my small vessel, everything over to the Epsilon Fortress. And I'm going to do some harvesting over there. Okay, so we are on our way. And it actually, considering the size of the ship and everything, what you would expect, it actually turns very well. Speed-wise, it's not the fastest thing, obviously. And you can see power usage. All of that, the fusion cells that I have in there, my power usage right now on the planet is only like 8 minutes now. Like 9 minutes, you know, 8 to 10 minute range. This is not going to, you know, be a good thing to have constantly going. All right, so I have landed. I'm going to turn my engines off. And now my power consumption went from like 30%, you know, ish range to 1%. So I've got 233 minutes left of usage on the ship right now. So that turning off the engines, the RCS, all that helps a lot. So we're going to take that, and now you hear that sound. That is the docking mechanism releasing. And now I'm going down my ramp. You hear the door closing behind me. Let me show you. So it's set up. It will open automatically for a hover vessel or for a small vessel. And technically you could dock a small vessel in there. I just like the idea, the fact they put a landing pad specifically on the roof for that. And so that's what I'm going to use it for. I'm going to dock on the roof. So here is the other Epsilon Fortress. Now I've already cleared the core out, just like I did on the other one in last episode. Because of all of these gun turrets, you know, sentry turrets in here, I had to take that out because I could not deal with being shot at by all these sentry turrets. All right, here we are. It's morning, you know, still barely sunrise at this moment. And I am almost completely done with the teardown on this place. And if you look before, you see just how many of these multi-charge packs I've already used. So I think I had 21 in reserve. I'm down to 15 just to clear this out. And you see my buddies came to say hi and check out the work I did on it. You know, they came to say, like, what's up? We never got to come down here before. Everybody, you know, just kept shooting at us. But it's also nice to know that they decided, in their infinite wisdom, these aliens built their base right on top of a Prometheum deposit. that they clearly saw when they dug the area out to build their fortress. Alright, so now it's time to take this bad boy over here and show you what kind of mining speed I get with this thing. Now that is 3,345, and there is obviously, it's either taking its time showing that there's nothing left here for the fortress, or there's a piece buried somewhere. And I'm thinking it's probably just the map taking its time saying, oh, you've cleared everything. But look at that. Look how fast that stuff is just going away. Now, I've been watching some people that are playing the experimental builds right now. And apparently, at some point, they're going to add radiation effect to, like, Promethium, I think it is. Where Promethium and some other ones are going to have a slight bit of radioactivity and cause you to take radiation exposure, in which case you have to try and do stuff to, like, mitigate it. I'm not sure how that's going to play out in the end. From what I've seen, a bunch of people that are playing the experimental do not like it. They say it's just not, if they're going to keep it, they've got to change how it's done, because right now it is not done very well in the current experimental build. That it's just too quick to cause problems, and it makes it almost impossible to really mine stuff like Promethium and such. Alright, let's get some more of this going. Let's see, I've got 45 minutes right now. I'm using 58% power on the hover vessel, and that's pretty much, like, I stopped drilling and I'm 55%, so I'm not using a lot on the drills themselves, only 3% for the drills. But it's like all the thrusters and RCS to help make it easier to maneuver, and it really, even with all that, it's still not very easy to maneuver. It still gets stuck a lot, and the hover booster pretty much seems to do jack squat when I get stuck. But let's see, where can I get? Alright, so just in this short amount of time, I've gone from 100% to 63% of the deposit left. I've harvested now at least 40% of the deposit, I would say, in a couple of minutes. That means even a massive deposit of, like, iron, it's like 5,000. There's one deposit of like 5,000 iron. Won't take but a matter of a few minutes to harvest out on this. And the only thing I really regret is that I can't take my hover vessel into space and kind of just scoot it out of the docking bay of the capital vessel, like park with my rear end to an asteroid and be like, go straight, and just kind of land on the asteroid and deal with it. That would be nice to be able to sit there and maneuver around, but of course, you know, it is a problem if you could take the hover vessel everywhere. And obviously the idea is the hover engines have to have something they can push against for it to hover. It's not like anti-gravity, it's actually a thruster, and it's not powerful enough to launch you into the air and keep you afloat in the air like small vessels can and capital vessels. So I understand, you know, hopefully those mining lasers will work really well, or mining turrets on the capital vessel will work extremely well, because some point soon I'm going to be taking it up into space to finish off that Sathium asteroid. And I know there's like at least one more Sathium asteroid. I found a Promethium asteroid, so that's another big deposit of Promethium. And that was weird, that glitch right there made it look like there's some like stuff buried in the ground there, like big rocks or something like that. That's pretty much it for today's episode. I've got so much work to do during the off time this week to try and get more things done, and I really am looking forward to what is about to be, you know, in store for us on this, because I've had so much fun playing this game this week after being able to get the capital vessel building finally, you know, having it actually underway. Then at that point, you know, I was basically killing time waiting for it to actually be finished where I could use it. And then I got it done, and I've been wanting to do all this stuff. I want to do all these modifications and changes with it. And now it's like, all right, I need to video it for the channel to show how the capital vessel looks. Hopefully, you know, the original design. And so I kind of had to put all my special modifications on hold. So I have been eager to get this video done so I can hurry up and get to work on making my special changes to the capital ship build and getting a move on with the rest of clearing out the planet. Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it and working towards making it this week. Be sure you hit that like button if you did. Hit subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter so you can keep up with your weekly dosage of MSG. And once again, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.